Hey guys, it's Aaron. Welcome back to the house where we talk news, celebrities, and hot topics. You guys already know why we are here. We're Housewives of Atlanta, the reunion part 2. And of course, y'all know I got my girl here, Kiki the Cupcake Girl.
Hi guys, what's up?
Okay, honey, so what are we drinking tonight? Of course, you know I got my red solo cup, and it's nothing but rosé. Okay, just a little bit. What you got going on?
Well, I'm into my teas right now. So
Ooh.
my tea on my I do not care. I do not care. So that's what we're doing tonight.
Okay, that kind of reminds me of, Melania Trump when she had that jacket that said, I don't really care, do you? You're giving me Melania vibes.
Okay, next. Absolutely not.
All right, you guys. So before we get started, of course, y'all know we have to talk about our sponsor, celestisnest.net. And Kiera, you already know that in 2021, we are supporting Black businesses. All
Period.
right. And so Celeste's Nest is, of course, a Black business. They have all of your favorite, holistic health and beauty needs. This right here is my favorite product on the website. It is the green tea and lemon body butter. I also have the tobacco flower body butter here. And then, of course, I keep my soaps handy. Now, Kiki, I know you've been a shopper of Celeste's Nest. So how do you feel about their products?
I absolutely love them. I have the body butter just like you. I have just about all the soaps. My favorite is the lemongrass. I love the rose clay soap. Literally, I just put some on right before I got on here, actually.
Period.
And I wish I would have brought it now so I could, because it's really about gone. I'm about to order me some more. Plus, they had these like cute pendants, like these tree of life pendants with the crystal.
You wore them the other day.
Yes, I turned them into earrings. Definitely was rocking those. Super cute. Yes, y'all. Definitely cop you some. I fully recommend.
Yes, so go ahead and check out celestisnest.net in the links down below. And of course, you guys can use my code HOA for 20% off all of your orders for a limited time. All right, y'all. So how many of you guys tuned in live to the Real Housewives of Atlanta reunion part 2, okay, for season 13? Now, first things first, I kind of want to get into the fact that I kind of felt like the part 2 reunion was a lot boring than part 1. What did you think?
Yeah, like I thought it was supposed to be. I was hearing so much stuff like, "Oh, part 2 is where it said it's going down." Part 2, and I felt like part 1 was more lit. Like it. Don't get me wrong. Like it was some fun stuff. Well, it was some dramatic things that happened, but not to the extent of what I thought it was gonna be. Like.
Right. We definitely had sources say that part 2 and 3 were going to be so explosive. And ain't nothing was explosive about this episode. Okay. It was cute, but honey, it just was not giving what it was supposed to give. All right. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started with the tea, child. So first thing, we have Toya versus Drew, because we know that they have some sort of very weird love-hate relationship. I think Andy asked, Toya, do you consistently antagonize Drew on purpose? And then you heard LaToya say, no, I don't antagonize Drew. And I just thought that was a bold-faced lie.
That was such a lie. Such a lie.
What do you think about it?
She's clearly bothered by Drew. And I don't know why. Like, I don't know. I feel like Drew came on so just trying to be her genuine, authentic self. And she just didn't like her from jump. Like, as soon as the girl walked into like Bailey, she started going in about her wig. Like,
right. And it's like, girl, calm down.
I feel like LaToya was trying to secure her spot so much that she felt like she needed to just attack anybody. Like, if we're being honest, she's not going to come for any of the vets. So why not come? I see the strategy.
Right. We see the strategy. Okay. We see how you move in LaToya, and you're really not moving the right way. And if you would have came to the house of Aaron,
talk about it,
I would have taught you how to get a peach.
Oh,
okay. Because she did not come for none of the veterans, like you said. She didn't come for Kenya. She didn't come for Portia. She didn't come for Cynthia nor Candy. She didn't even come for the veteran friends like Shamia and Marlo. It's like, girl, if you really want to make a name for yourself, come for a veteran. Like, you was basically bullying the new girl when you are the new girl, and it just didn't look cute. So I don't
It
know.
wasn't basically bullying. She bullied Drew. She just, for some reason, did not like her. And I feel like there's, when we think about the issue of Drew versus LaToya, what was the root? What was the cause? Like, nobody stole
Apparently, it's
anything.
because she, did what she did with Derwin on the game. Maybe that was it.
Okay, first of all, good night. Good night.
Drew Sidora from the game, child. All right, so you have Cynthia Bailey finally saying something, okay, because she's been quiet as a mouse this whole damn reunion. She chimed in and she said that the whole wig thing between Drew and LaToya Forever was very stupid and petty, which it was. Like, Drew, this is not Love and Hip Hop. Okay.
Right.
Please stop declassing the show, hunty. This is Real Housewives of Atlanta. I'm gonna need you to come with something a little bit more intelligent. So yeah. Shout out to Cynthia for telling the truth. Then we get into Miss Kenya Moore. She says that she was upset with Drew Sidora because Drew exposed Kenya's pulled back wig on Twitter. Okay, and then Kenya said to Drew, I don't know why you did that because the conversation with the whole wig had nothing to do with me. And I was like, okay, that's the second bold-faced lie that we didn't heard tonight. Because Kenya was definitely on the bandwagon with LaToya talking about the girl's wig was messed up.
And I love how Kenya will flip everything back to herself. Like, this segment wasn't even about you. And somehow
Not about you, sis.
you made it about you. Like, girl, I was so flabbergasted.
How did you feel about Drew, exposing Kenya and her wigs and then tagging Kenya
We
Moore hair
didn't
care?
know. Well, I thought, go ahead, Drew, throw your shade. I live. But we all knew Kenya wore wigs.
Right.
Like we all know she has a
And
face.
I don't know why Kenya is so offended by that. Like, it boggles me. Like, girl, this is a cast full of Black women. We know that Black women love to be natural sometimes, and then they love to do their weaves and their wigs and their braids, whatever the case may be. Why do you get so shaken up by the fact that someone is pointing out that you wear wigs?
Exactly. Like we all know you wear wigs, whether it be like a little ponytail extension, a U
A little
part,
track,
a little like a few clip-ins. Like, girl, it's
a fold
okay.
up bob.
I don't think it's that serious. Like any Black woman, women, period. Like even on the White Housewife shows, I'm sure they get some clip-ins here and there. So I think it's great that you want to rock your natural hair and promote healthy growth. That's awesome. But it's okay that you wear a wig. Like, I don't think it's that serious. Like, girl.
It's really not. So, anyways, then we get into Kenya and LaToya's love affair. Okay. How Alicia Keys say?
Boring.
My first teenage love affair. Okay. Kenya had her first lesbian-esque love affair, honey. And Kenya basically denied the fact that she was jealous of Toya and Portia making out. Do we believe that?
No, we don't believe that. The girl was clearly bothered. She was so jealous. She did not want her friend to switch sides.
Like Six Flags.
That was right. Switch like Six Flags. She did not want her to switch, and I guess she thought LaToya was such a loyal person. Well, I can't even say loyal. I feel like Kenya just wanted somebody on her team. She was just trying to recruit as many people.
But she has the whole damn cast. I feel like the whole cast is basically friends
but
with Kenya except Portia and Drew.
Well, here's the thing, like Candy is kind of neutral. Like, even though I feel like she's more Team Swirl.
She's definitely Team Swirl.
Okay, I feel like Cynthia and Candy, they still has kind of relationships with Portia. But Kenya needed somebody to dislike Portia as much as her. That's what it is.
Okay, now you spilling some real tea.
Right. So she needed somebody just like her, a mini her who I feel like she was talking about Portia was grooming Drew. I feel like Kenya was grooming LaToya.
Ooh, get into it. Why does she think? Okay, now I will say this. Okay, when it comes to the whole Charleston of the South Carolina thing, I don't know about the term grooming. However, I will say that Portia is definitely the new Nene. Okay, she has definitely taken Nene's spot. And she was definitely rallying up the girls and rallying them up to be upset with Kenya for being a poor host and bringing her child and not extending that to other people. Like, I feel like if Portia really wasn't leading that crusade, it would have not been such a big deal. So I wouldn't use the word groom, but Portia definitely rallied the girls against Kenya.
Well, I mean, I can't even say she rallied them. Like, these are the facts. You brought your child to a bachelorette party, a getaway weekend. It's not even like a party. This was a weekend. It's supposed to be about Cynthia. And you decided to bring your child. Everybody else has kids, but this event was not for children. And I understand Kenya says she don't have a village. What happened to Aunt Lori, cousin Shay, Brandon? Where are all these people?
Where are all your friends, Ken?
They can watch Brooklyn for 3 days while
why
you
can't Kenya? I mean, why can't Brooklyn go to New York for a week
with Mark? Why couldn't she have gone away?
He's a good father. He's capable of taking care of his daughter. No,
because I just feel like, okay, even if they could bring their kids, like, they shouldn't have, because it's a bachelorette weekend. Like, it's not a mommy and me, because Cynthia wasn't going to bring Noelle. At the end of the day, they're missing the point that this was about Cynthia and the fact that she's getting married. This was not about anybody else.
Right.
So I don't think kids should have been allowed to come.
Right.
And I think that Kenya definitely dropped the ball as a host, because I planned a group trip myself. Okay, I know it can be a little stressful, but I tried to make sure all my people was taken care of. I bought the cabin. I definitely had food together. I tried to get it together as much as possible. Like, she definitely fumbled the ball on this group trip. And
I fumbled.
Yeah, she doesn't need to plan another one. She does not need to plan another one.
Well, speaking of bringing kids to the trip, child, we just gonna go ahead and jump ahead. Kenya basically came for her bestie, Candy. Okay, she said, Candy, you arranged to have Dick in a box. Okay. Ooh. You packaged up Dick in a box and sent it, okay, shipped it to South Carolina, but yet you could have definitely arranged for Blaze to be here. So what's the real issue, sis? I was like, oh.
Yeah, I couldn't believe she came for Candy like that. But Kenya and Candy, that was probably, well, I know they had like one altercation in the past, like when Faith was back on the show. But for the most part, I feel like Kenya has always played it safe with Candy. Like, she's never like gone off on her, never like had an issue.
They've had, disagreements as friends, definitely. But girl, you ain't have to bring Candy all the way down on this little TV show.
She did. I mean, but I don't know. I just feel like Kenya just, I'm not trying to run her down on this TV show, because I just feel like, girl, all these excuses, like, we're tired. Like, at this point, Kenya is the new Kim Zolciak. Like, she always got an excuse.
Right. Like, exactly. Well, I do have sympathy for Kenya, because I understand if you feel as though you don't have a village, then fine, you don't have a village. If you don't feel comfortable leaving a new nanny with your daughter, that's totally understandable. Yeah. However, if you are expecting sympathy, then I feel like it should be reciprocated, and you should, sympathize with Candy and Portia and the other mothers on the show. That's all. Okay, we just want to have sympathy for each other.
Well, do you think it's like, Kenya, do you think she was obligated to tell the other ladies that she was bringing Brooklyn? Like, do you think that's something she should have let everybody?
I mean, if you are advertising this as like a girls' trip, yes. Okay, just like Fallon really should have kept her husband at the house, but now I see that they was having marital issues, and so she was trying to cling on to any hope. Okay, and had to be side by side by him and whatnot. But even Fallon should have, told the girls, like, yeah, I'm gonna bring my husband, because if we're advertising this as a girls' trip and you plan on bringing husbands and kids, that should be information that needs to be divulged before we even get on the bus.
No, I agree. Like, I definitely think Kenya should have been like, look, y'all, this is a girls' trip, this bachelorette trip, but I'm bringing Brooklyn, just so y'all know. she's
just
coming.
common courtesy, Kenya. That's all we're asking for is you to be polite. Just have some manners. Okay. Now, y'all, I don't know if you caught this, Kiera, but they definitely showed a picture of baby Brooklyn and her face was not blurred out.
Right.
Did you catch that?
Yes. So
what is
now,
going on? Like, I'm confused at the situation.
I feel like they're gonna go back. Like, if it gets a lot of hype, which it might, they might go back and like re-edit it.
Blur.
Yeah.
So maybe it was a mistake, or maybe Mark signed off on the paperwork to have his daughter appear on the show.
I don't think he did. I don't think Mark would sign off on that. I think maybe that was an accident, maybe a fraudulent mistake.
Yeah, they have been having a lot of sloppy editing mistakes.
Yeah, so. They really need to get. I don't know what's been going on with the editing, with the producers, like the whole team. Like COVID, I guess, just kind of messed everybody up because this was like the worst season. AF. Yeah, like the transitions and everything. Like they need to do some firing. They need to what they call it in theater, shake the tree.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, definitely.
Definitely. We need to do some hiring and some firing over there at Bravo. Now, speaking of people's mothering and, you know, bringing kids onto the trip, Porsha made a statement on the show where she was just like, Kenya feels like her mothering is better than our mothering or more important. And Kenya responded to that on Twitter and basically said that Porsha feels guilty for some reason about her own personal mothering. How did you feel about that? Because I was just kind of confused. I'm like, okay, sis, no. Okay, you're basically trying to mom shame Porsha, and I didn't like that.
But I was just confused. Like, how does Porsha feel guilty? Like,
yeah, guilty about what? What has Porsha done to make her, you know, for her to feel like I'm not a great mother? Like, I'm confused.
I hate to go back to this, but y'all know I'm team go naked to the fullest. Okay, gang. And I just feel like Kenya is jealous of Porsha because Porsha does have a village. When Porsha's out there on the front lines, Miss Diane is watching PJ. So it's not about feeling,
because it was no reason for Kenya to say that. It was
right.
She feels guilty about what? Like, what are you even talking about? You're talking out the side of your head, and it doesn't make any sense.
And then from what I see on, and again, I don't know these people like personally, but all I can do is go off of what I see on social media and what I go see on the show. Porsha seems like a very involved mother. So I don't get where she's feeling guilty about her own. Just because you brought your child on a trip doesn't mean that you're a better mom. Like, didn't they all take the babies to Greece? What, like last season or something?
They did. Porsha brought Pilar and Kenya brought, you know, Brooklyn, and it was all great. Yeah. So I don't know. The whole situation is just weird. I think Kenya needs to bring it on down just a little bit. And then lastly, when it comes to the baby's child, Kandi said on part 2 of the reunion that she feels as though Kenya, her bestie, used Brooklyn to get out of filming. Do we believe Kandi? Do we agree with that?
I don't think I would hope not.
I agree with it.
You think so?
Yes.
I hope she wouldn't use her.
We're doing a job. Okay, we're filming a television show. You're supposed to be here and be present, and then you can go back to your room and do what you do after we're done wrapping up here. But she used her child as an excuse. I do feel it that way. And I feel like a lot of mothers do that. You know, you have a mother or even a father, and you know, they may have a friend and you may hit them, you may hit them up and be like, hey girl, do you want to do this? And that parent may not just want to, but they'll use the excuse, girl, you know, I gotta
watch baby. So yeah, okay.
I gotta watch this. I gotta help Johnny with their homework. I gotta do, knowing good and damn well you just don't want to participate in whatever activity we planning. I feel like parents do that all the time.
Yeah. Okay. Well, then I can see that. I can see it. But I just feel like when you sign up for something, like, girl, you need to just get it together. I mean, Brooklyn will be okay with the nanny for 30 minutes while you come down here, shoot this little.
Not 30 minutes.
Yeah, because
I mean, she left her for 45 minutes to listen to Portia get her peaches cobbled, allegedly.
Ooh.
I mean, okay, let's moving on. Moving on. It got a little too messy too fast. Okay, we're gonna revert back to Kenya and LaToya because we definitely got to South Carolina way too quick.
Right.
Kenya
It's
showed
everything moving so fast. Everything's moving so quick.
It's moving so fast, it's moving so quick, it's so choppy. Like, girl, bravo. Time to shake the tree. Kenya said that she showed LaToya her cellulite booty. What is that about?
Didn't we know that already? She liked the girl, so duh. We knew this.
I thought that was interesting.
I definitely
okay,
already.
Then we get into Toya. She says that Drew cheated, and then Drew denies ever kissing Toya in the Charleston of the South Carolina. You guys know that we talked about this a couple of days ago. Who is lying and who is telling the truth? Like, we need to settle this for once and for all.
Okay, well, Drew said she didn't. LaToya said she did. Candy said she did. Did anybody? Was Marlo? No, not Marlo.
Kenya says that it happened.
Kenya said it happened. So I mean, 3 against 1.
Is Drew a liar? I've been rooting for you, Drew.
Same.
Okay, I'm Tyra at this moment. We was all rooting for you. Please do not have me out here on the House of Aaron rooting for your ass and you up here lying. Okay, Portia is known to lie a couple of times in her day, so we don't need 2 liars on the same scene. You got to cut that out.
Okay, so I saw somebody just said, really, who cares? I believe it was Leslie. And I slicked like, yeah, I mean, if she did, who cared? They was all doing all kinds of stuff to each other. So, Drew, if you did it, I mean, you was going along with the theme, child. It's okay.
All right. Welcome to the dungeon, honey.
Yeah.
All right, so Drew denies kissing Toya. Kenya says Portia groomed Drew. We already talked about that. Toya says she looked two-faced by telling Portia and the girls about Mark and him asking for alimony. And so, LaToya, if you ain't ever told the truth during this season, you told the truth with that. You definitely was two-faced it. You knew what you was doing. You was looking for a moment, and you definitely crossed your girlfriend / bestie Kenya by divulging that information to women who don't really see it for her.
Yeah, like with LaToya, I just feel like she came in Team Twirl. Then with the whole Carolina trip, I guess that's when she was like swaying away, trying to be on Team Go Naked, which I feel like that shows who you really are when you feel like you need to tell your friend's enemy their business so you can get on their team. It's like,
you're sneaky. It's some sneaky stuff going on. Like, we already had Yvonne last season with the snake child. We don't need another one.
But that's what LaToya's looking very snaky. She's looking very much anaconda, very much Burmese python, very much black mamba, very much snake in the grass, Garden of Eden, the serpent.
Ooh, come through with the allusions and the references and the analogies, honey.
Somebody said LaToya the chameleon. She's giving reptile. She's giving reptilian.
Reptile tease, honey.
Right.
Okay. All right. So LaToya, let's learn from that. Hopefully, if the blogs are true and if you did get asked back for season 14 and you do have a peach, let's not be snake-like in the new season. Now, you guys, okay, Marlo and Shamia, the veteran friends of the show, definitely came through with the dungeon outfits, honey. And I just need to ask you, Kiera.
Like Shamia's outfit.
Yeah, I want to know who, out of the two of them, who was best and worst dressed. And we're going to add LaToya in this too. Out of the friends of the show, who was best and worst dressed? Now, for me, loved Marlo's look. I think Marlo looked absolutely amazing. I think Shamia looked great too. I did not hate her look. And I would agree with Marlo. It did look like Coming to America. It was giving us Diana Ross, but I liked it. Like, what was the difference between Shamia's look and Cynthia's look? And then I thought LaToya looked beautiful as well, but it was just a bit Fashion Nova for me. So I would say best dressed is Marlo. I would say worst dressed by default is Shamia, even though I don't feel like Shamia looked terrible.
I'm gonna have to switch it up just a little bit. I feel like out of all three of them, in my humble opinion, I thought Shamia's okay, actually no. Now that I'm really thinking about it, Marlo, I agree. Marlo is best dressed as far as the friends. Then, not a falcon. Then LaToya. But LaToya was giving me very much boutique South Lake Mall. Very much.
It was giving me South Lake. It was giving me Greenbrier.
Yeah, Greenbrier for sure. The West End Strip Mall.
The West End Mall, yeah.
Yeah. And then Mia just, I know she said she was going for old Hollywood glam, but she was giving me like Cruella DeVille. I don't know if y'all ever seen 102 Dalmatians, but Cruella DeVille had on like something similar to what Shamia.
Wrong road, sis.
She says,
wrong road.
But yeah, Shamia was giving me very much Cruella DeVille.
I think all three of them did look amazing though. So shout out to the friends for coming through with the fits, child. Okay, the dungeon is looking very fashionable.
For sure. They all look like gorgeous though. I did like Shamia's hair. I like and her makeup was very nice too.
Beautiful, honey. And the melanin. Can we talk about Shamia's melanin?
Yeah, and LaToya, LaToya, her makeup was really good too. I loved her hair. Her skin looked very nice.
LaToya looked gorgeous.
Very even. And Marlo too, for sure. Like all of them look good. They slick kind of look better than the actual wives.
All right, y'all. So let's see. Where are we gonna go with this? Now, speaking of the friends in their outfits, child, Shamia said that Marlo's fit is fresh out of lipo wear. She was coming straight onto the reunion stage with the shade, child. What was going on with that? Like,
the friends,
the disconnect between Marlo and Shamia, or Shamila?
I feel like the friends did not come to play. Okay,
at all. They really carried the season quite.
As soon as LaToya came out, she came straight after Drew. Shamia came out. Her and Marlo coming straight after each other. Like Marlo coming straight for Portia. Like the friends did not come to play. And like you said, the friends kind of carried the season. LaToya and Marlo, like LaToya, Marlo, Kenya, and Portia carried this whole season.
Right, yeah. Okay, so enough about that, child. Going back to the Charleston of the South Carolina. I want to get your opinion.
Okay.
Was Drew being messy when she tried to hold Kenya's feet to the fire about keeping the private jet a secret? Because honestly, I see both sides like Chanel. I feel like if I was Kenya, I would be looking at Drew like, okay, girl, like I can't trust you because I told you to keep a secret and yet you trying to, poke the bear. But then at the same time, I see where Drew coming from when it's like, girl, these are your friends and I don't even know you. So why are you asking me to keep a secret, away from your friends? Like, it just didn't make sense. So I don't know whose side to be on when it comes to that.
I feel like with Kenya being sneaky, yes. You could have just easily been like, I'm getting a private jet. Anybody want to pitch in? Anybody want to come with us?
You want to pitch in? You want to split the check?
Right. Oh, wait, she don't split checks.
Right. Only broke bitches do that. In Kenya's words. But yeah, she could have easily said, you're right. I'm, renting out this private jet to go literally the next state over. But okay. And, I'm going to bring LaToya. That's my choice on who I want to bring because I have a crush on her and I want to, be close to her. So I feel like Cynthia and the rest of the girls would have understood that.
Ciao.
I mean, just saying.
I would not do that. I feel like, again, when it comes to group trips, if you're in charge, you need to figure out, especially when you're on a big reality show like that, I feel like you have a lot of leeway or a lot more opportunity than like regular people like us when we plan a group trip. Like you can afford private jets and buses and stuff. Like you could have easily got everybody else on the jet or just said, hey, I'm taking a jet. Who else wants to do that? And I'm sure everybody would have been like, yeah. So I don't know. I feel like she could have handled that a little bit better. But I also think do I think Drew was doing too much? No. Can you say
because it's not like she went to the girls and was like, girl, okay, let me tell you what Kenya just texted me. Like she gave Kenya the opportunity to be honest. So
Right.
It was what it was, child. And then we get into this whole conversation about body issues, Drew and her body issues. Kenya said that, her and Drew had a conversation about her body, and they knew that they were going to be pretty much half naked at the bachelorette party. And Drew took offense to that. She was like, girl, Kenya, if you're going to bring this up, okay, then you need to have some knowledge on the situation. Drew brought up her medical condition. I was a little bit confused at the situation.
What was the reason?
What was the reason for this conversation? I don't know. I thought that was weird. Now, speaking of broke bitches splitting checks, one of Andy's messy viewers asked why Kenya said broke bitches split checks, but demanded someone pay for her makeup and hair when she was uninvited to Portia's party, right? Kenya then responded to that question and said that was just shade about the broke bitches splitting checks. And then Drew said, well, if broke bitches split checks, then rich bitches buy $1 million homes. And then Kenya said, rich but needs a job.
Okay. Kenya needs a job. What does she do? What does she do outside of Kenya Moore Hair Care?
The Family Reunion on Netflix.
And let me tell you something about Drew Sidora. Okay, she's still getting checks from Disney Channel.
Ooh,
let's talk about
that. Raven. That's a Raven.
Right.
TV.
How many of y'all are That's So Raven fans? We all know Drew was Eddie's girlfriend, Chantel, and That's So Raven was one of the highest grossing shows on Disney Channel, and they are still getting checks. Those royalties coming in. Drew was at least, I feel like she was on the tail end of the series, but she was a few episodes, like a good amount. So if Corey and doggone Eddie, if they still getting royalty checks, I know Drew should be getting them too.
Okay, well, we need to really see who has the most acting credit. So Drew Sidora, according to Google Child, has been in the Crazy Sexy Cool movie. She was in Step Up. She was in White Chicks. She was in a movie called Sister Code with Eva Marcel.
Ooh. Oh, I remember that. Yeah.
She was in The Preacher's Son. She was in a movie called Hindsight. Okay. I don't know these movies, child. These were straight to DVD. She was in Too Fast, Too Furious in 2003.
That was a good movie. Okay.
And she was in a whole bunch of other stuff that I ain't never heard of. Now, let's look up.
That's So Raven. And That's So Raven.
She was in That's So Raven. Correct. And The Game. Now, Kenya Moore's acting credits, child. It really don't even pop up on Google. I had to go all the way to IMDb. But anyways. She was in Family Reunion, Saints and Sinners. Have you heard of that?
Saints and Sinners. I feel like yes. Is that on Oprah show, the OWN channel?
I ain't got no idea, sis.
Saints and Sinners. I feel like I've heard of that.
She was in Sharknado 4. You saw that
on the Sci-Fi channel?
I don't know.
Oh my gosh. Next.
She was in The Confidant with Boris Kojo.
Boris Kojo, shout out to him.
Ooh. She was in Meet the Browns. I guess she had a guest starring role, maybe.
She was on Meet the Browns, the TV show?
Meet the Browns, the TV show.
Okay. I don't remember.
Girlfriends, Deliver Us from Eva.
She was in Deliver Us from Eva. I remember that.
Jamie Foxx show, Steve Harvey, Living Single, Smart Guy. Okay, so now that I'm waiting to exhale, Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
She was in one episode of Parenthood.
Martin.
Okay. She was in one episode of Parenthood, which that had, I forgot the people in it, but Parenthood was a 90s show too. Like a 90s family show.
So actually, when I'm looking at it, I feel like Kenya's roles probably were smaller, but she was in more iconic stuff like Fresh Prince, Martin, Smart Guy. How can you beat that? I'm sorry, That's a Raven is iconic and it's all right, but it don't beat Waiting to Exhale. So who got the crown?
I feel like it depends on what generation. I feel like it depends on what generation you grew up in. I feel like kids, I wouldn't even say kids, teenagers, they don't know nothing about no Waiting to Exhale, but I'm sure they know That's a Raven.
Okay, that's true. So it depends on the generations.
Yeah. And why is it that Kenya always find herself in a beef with another actress on the show? Kim Fields.
I don't know. Is she jealous?
Is
she intimidated? Is she threatened? I mean, y'all both ended up on the same show, which is the Real Housewives of Atlanta, so it's nothing to be threatened, about. I'm confused.
Child.
Somebody said she wasn't waiting to exhale for all of 30 seconds.
And okay, see, I'm glad somebody said that, because Kenya will be like, oh, I'm in this, I'm in that. All guest appearances. She was in Deliver Us from Eva for all of 2 minutes. She had 3 lines.
Not 3 lines. That's it?
Yeah. At least Drew, I feel like with Chantel, with the role Chantel, that was a role. Like, waiting, these Martins and Parenthoods, like, those are 30-minute shows. And Kenya is not getting all 30 minutes. She's definitely 5.
Damn. Someone said Kenya has been on movies that went straight to DVD mostly.
I think one of the things, I'm glad that she got a job and she's doing family reunion. But I have another question. Who's watching Brooklyn when she's on set?
Are we really going there?
I just want to know.
Child beats me. Maybe her best friend Brandon. Maybe they had rekindled their relationship.
Why is she so obsessed with Nene on family reunion? Or do you think the writers wrote that? Because
honestly, I don't know what the hell is going on with that situation. I kind of feel like it was the writers who were being messy, but it's also Kenya being messy because she agreed to say the lines like, you as an actress, yes, it's your job to portray what's on the script. However, you can go to the producers or the writers and be like, hey, I don't really feel comfortable reciting this line. Like, can we maybe change it up? She was probably too scared to do that because she hasn't had an acting job before family reunion in a while.
LOL.
So she probably was like, honey, I'm gonna get this script and read it word for word. No improv. She said, I'm not improving this.
They was quoting, she was like, I think in one of the clips I saw, it was like, oh, let me see if Nene's available. And then they was quoting Sheree, child.
It was a mess. It's a mess. All right, so let's get into Cynthia's wedding, the most boring part of season 13.
Wow, that is Black love. # Black love.
Yes, Cynthia and Mike are a beautiful couple, but I'm sorry, the wedding was boring. It's best. Mike apparently has a new job in Atlanta.
Can we talk about Mike's daughter not showing up? What happened with that?
I don't know. I know nothing about Mike's kids. I don't know why she didn't show up. Maybe she doesn't like Cynthia. Maybe she didn't agree with the union. Maybe she didn't want to catch the covert of the 19 because Cynthia definitely had a potential super spreader. And she says that apparently no one of her knowledge caught the covert. But honey, we know that you can be asymptomatic, go home to your grandma, and then pass it on. And we know that the rest is history. So, girl, bye. Mike's daughter did not want to catch the Carnova. That's why she wasn't there.
That was very interesting that they brought that up because I kind of want to know what happened, because from what we see,
is not gonna talk about it. She didn't want to talk about it.
From what we've seen, everybody's children and families have been very supportive. So that was just kind of shocking to hear that one of his kids wasn't there.
Right.
But
I agree. What else is going on with Cynthia Chow? Cynthia says no one got sick to her knowledge. Cynthia still does not have a post-nup. How do you feel about that? Because, honey, I got money, you got money. I want to protect my money, and I'm not trying to give all my money away. When you start acting like Mark D. Daly asking for alimony, we need a prenup or a post-nup immediately.
I feel like all of that stuff should be handled before the wedding. You should definitely handle that before, maybe a week before, because you don't want to go into your marriage trying to decide and do all that kind of stuff. You see Candy and Ty, they was just about to break up over that doggone prenup.
Right.
So that's definitely
Kenya. Mark is finna run her pockets dry.
Yeah, she definitely should have handled that prior to married. But at least, I feel like at least this time with Cynthia, nobody was hiding her marriage certificate, her marriage license.
Right. Thank God.
Thank God. This one was it seemed the energy was definitely better the second time around.
Definitely, because you had the mama and the sister hiding the marriage license, and it was just like, damn, like y'all really do not want these two to get married. And it was kind of like foreshadowing, because to me, when I saw that scene, it was like, damn, Peter and Cynthia are doomed. They was doomed from the beginning. But it kind of seems like Mike and Cynthia are going to get it together. It seems like they really are genuinely in love. So I'm happy for them.
Yeah, I'm definitely rooting for them. I see them being together for the rest of their life. At least I hope so. I mean, I hope so. I wish them the best. I feel like they actually truly genuinely love each other. I mean, I'm rooting for them.
I am too. Okay. Hashtag Black Love, honey.
Yes. Hashtag Black Love.
Now let's get into Kandi and Portia Child. They have a newfound friendship. Okay. We saw the montage that production put together, and we saw how there was some growth within their friendship. Even though y'all know, okay, if you watch The House of Aaron, that Kandi has been super fake towards Portia, but that's a different conversation for a different day.
Is she being fake now? Because she wasn't all that fake on the show.
But she's maybe she was being fake on the show and is showing her true colors now.
That's also a possibility.
Marlo says that Kandi and Portia got extra close. Okay, she did this. It wasn't this, but it was this.
Okay.
She said Marlo, she said Portia and Kandi got extra close after the dungeon, as if Kandi has dirt on Portia. How did you feel about that?
I feel like Marlo's she's reaching right now. She's upset that Portia's not her friend anymore. Cause why are you worried about Kandi and Portia's relationship?
Right.
I don't understand. Like Marlo, like at this point, she's really just irritating me. Because what do you want? I don't know her end game. What does Marlo want? Like, you're friends with Kenya now, so now you feel like you need to destroy Portia too? Mm-hmm. Is that what's going on? Like, if Kandi and Portia agreed, they had a handshake to try to move on, forgive, forget, all that stuff. So why when people grow and they're, exploring their new friendship, right, it's a problem. Right. It's like y'all don't
jealous and she's bored and she's messy.
Right. Y'all don't want nobody to grow. Like y'all want people to, but at the same time, on the flip side of things, I mean, somebody could say the same thing about Marlo and Kenya. Like, oh, now y'all best friends, y'all locked in tight.
I don't have a problem with Marlo and Kenya being cool. I think the only thing about Marlo and Kenya is the fact that I think it's very weird how that NeNe is no longer on the show. You want to really make this effort to be Kenya's bestie again. And it was just like, girl, if NeNe was still here, would this even be happening? And quiet as it's kept, NeNe don't really mess with Marlo like that. Anyways,
it's not quiet. It's, we all know, and I truly believe, I agree. Like if NeNe was on the show, she would not be as cool with Kenya as she is now, and that's just the truth.
All right, so let's talk about the main event. Finally, the dungeon, honey. Now, let's talk about Kandi and how she has no storyline, but she consistently uses this show to, promote her businesses, which I think is amazing and it's very smart. Boring, but smart. Huh?
She did have a storyline. Riley went to college.
Oh yeah. Riley's, coming to age story was Kandi's storyline. You're right. But did bedroom Kandi sales go up after this whole dungeon situation? Like, is that really the real reason why we even had a bachelorette party, was for Kandi to promote her bedroom Kandi? And now she's doing this virtual dungeon. I love it. Still boring, but it's cute. What you think?
Yeah, at this point, Kandi is just Kandi the businesswoman. I feel like this show is a big marketing promotion thing for her, which, hey girl,
milk
get your points, run it up.
They make it in your size when you got the coin.
If that's what you want, if they're allowing her to do that, then it's really not for us to say. Like,
I mean, I'll just say this: I'm not buying no bedroom Kandi, and I'm not attending a virtual dungeon. Like, Who does that? I'm gonna be half naked on Zoom, so y'all can screenshot me and have me on Lipstick Alley. Hell to the no.
When she
Hell
said
to the no.
virtual dungeon, that did kind of throw me off because I'm like, I don't really see anybody doing that, but you know,
If I can't bump and grind in person, why would I want?
You will be surprised. I'm sure that there's a market for that.
There's a market. Right.
So
there's a lot of kinky, horny, dungeon-esque people who need a virtual space to come together. So you're probably right. Let's see. LaToya could have pulled. Okay, so Portia said that at the dungeon that LaToya had her face in her crotch.
I believe it.
Now, this is some new information, honey. And then LaToya said that she could have easily pulled Portia's panties to the side. And then Portia says, you should have. And I know Kenya was sitting next to Andy and she was punching the air child because Kenya was big mad. Kenya was big mad that Portia and LaToya was flirting on the reunion stage, child. She couldn't stand it.
Well, then she doesn't need to be friends with LaToya anymore because obviously LaToya's gonna do what she wants to do. At this point, I feel like she's not even like Team Twirl, Team Go Naked. She's Team LaToya, and I think somebody said
I agree.
She is Team LaToya. So if Kenya feels that way, cut her off. You're not obligated to be friends with her.
I don't think Kenya's gonna cut LaToya off because I feel like Kenya finally has the opportunity to take a new girl up under her wing instead of combating her like she normally does. And she's not gonna let that power trip go.
But it seems as if LaToya is gonna do whatever she wanna do. So I guess Kenya just gonna be okay with that.
But it seems like LaToya wants to be connected to Kenya. It seems like she wants to be a great friend to Kenya, which is good.
It looks to me outside looking in, it looks like if you are new coming into the situation and you come in through Kenya, then you need to stay on Kenya. The moment you start switching up is when she gonna get mad. Like if you come in through me, you need to stay on my team.
That's what it seems like. Okay, how Nene said.
I know you got somebody pulling the strings, getting you together, telling you when to speak, when to drink. Yeah, she's the puppet master. Puppet master?
Puppet master, honey. Okay, let's see. Marlo basically hijacks the reunion. She is like, oh my God, Andy, this is some BS because Andy was like, oh my God, the episode was so empowering. And I'm glad that, everyone was feeling comfortable in their sexuality, blah, 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 blah. Marlo was like, cut the bullshit, Andy. Okay, cut the bullshit, Silver Bullet. Why is it that Portia isn't talking to me anymore? Child, Portia's like, girl, what are you talking about? Like, explain to the people why we are no longer friends. And I don't know how to feel about that situation because honestly, I feel like Marlo looks extremely pressed, but I also am disappointed in Portia because that was her opportunity to really tell us what the hell was going on with her and Marlo, and she did not take it. How you feel?
I feel like Portia, I just felt like that came out of such left field. It didn't make sense.
I mean, they had been beefing though. They had been beefing, and it was all over social media. They were in interviews talking trash about each other.
From what we've seen on the show, they had their little meeting in the booty bounce place,
New Orleans, child.
In NOLA. They had their conversation. Then we get to the dinner with Frida, and it goes completely left. So what in that span happened for Marlo to really switch? Like what triggered her to flip?
I don't know. I think Marlo just wanted attention because I don't know why she brought that up at the dinner with Big Frida. It was like, girl, we've already had a conversation about the situation. What else do you want to come out of this?
And I also feel like Portia and Marlo aren't cool anymore because Marlo's cool with Kenya. It's what Marlo has been doing out here. I feel like it's not it doesn't have anything to do with her newfound friendship with Kenya.
I think it does. I think it does.
I don't
I think
see
it does because I feel like honestly, Portia does feel some type of way. Like when Marlo and Kenya came down from the stairs, okay, during that dinner at Charleston, South Carolina, Portia did feel some type of way. And she was in the confessional like, oh, it's mighty convenient now that Portia wants to pin this narrative on me about me allegedly sleeping with the stripper. It's convenient that now her and, Marlo are now friends. She's trying to get another ally to be on her team. And actually, I think that's the case because now we see that Marlo is going against Portia at this year's reunion and plans on exposing Portia. And not only that, in part 3, and this is some tea, she's basically going to say, Candy the next day told us all the tea about how you was fucking Bolo.
Okay, so how do we know any of that to be true?
I don't know any of it to be true. But I know that Kenya definitely, her friendship with Kenya, her newfound friendship definitely was the fracture in Marlo and Portia's friendship. I think it was. Who's at fault for it? Is it Portia's fault? Is it Marlo's fault? I think it's both of their faults.
But why would, okay, so let's say that was the first strike. They come down the steps together and it's like, ooh, okay, so this is how you move it. They went to the pumpkin patch. It was definitely stated, now that I'm semi-cool with Kenya, it's like, oh, we got to back up from Marlo, whatever. And then they went on to say they hugged it out.
That's not the case.
Right. So do you think they lied?
Then they went to NOLA, they had the conversation, and then I feel like something happened between the conversation and then Big Frida that we're missing. Because it kind of doesn't make sense. I don't know. There's definitely something missing from the storyline. So I don't know, but Marlo basically hijacked the reunion. Okay, she said, "Silver Bullet, shut the hell up." We need to get to the bottom of the shits. And actually, I didn't dislike that because I'm like, this reunion part 2 specifically has been extra boring. Let's cut all the kumbaya and get down to why we're really here. So I respect Marlo for that. Was it weird? Was it attention seeking? Yes, but let's get down to business. Portia says there was no issue up until the pumpkin patch, whatever. Marlo says, where is Portia's old face? LMAO.
She said new body.
Right. And then what did Kenya say after Portia said that?
That's so childish. Y'all are so childish.
Okay, you trying to oversing Drew is childish.
Right. And just to rewind it back a little bit, can we talk about how Kenya was like, Drew's a narc, Drew's a narc?
Okay, girl, did you just learn that word?
She's a narc.
First of all, Webster's dictionary on standby.
Kenya was definitely playing doggone Go-Go Gadget, the whole Inspector Gadget, the whole season. While she was talking about Drew being a narc, you was over here trying to be doggone Detective Olivia Benson. You was Batman Detective Comics.
Right. If Drew is a narc, Kenya, you're obsessive. You're obsessive. You have a strange obsession with Portia that no one will ever understand. Okay. And so, girl, if you don't stop using that damn word narc and then try to educate, LaToya about the word at the Christmas party, and it's just like, someone's been reading the dictionary. Congratulations. Okay. What else happened? So, and then what the hell is going on with Marlo and her lisp, calling Portia Shamila.
And
Shamila was like, it's not an L. Shamila said, there's no L in my name. I was cracking up.
Shamila. LOL.
That was funny. Okay, so I don't know. I was kind of disappointed in this episode. I had high hopes and it wasn't giving what it was supposed to give. So what is the conclusion?
The conclusion is we're going to hope for the best. The last part, this is the closing of season 13. They did, in the little trailer, they brought up Tanya. That's the tea I've been waiting on.
This is the Canada.
Waiting on. So I'm hoping Portia is going to stand up for her friend.
I hope Portia stands up for herself, which we see in the preview.
Yeah, like she does. Because this whole Bolo thing, I don't know. I just feel like past seasons have been like they'll have an incident or a scandal and it won't carry the whole season. But I feel like this whole thing just it was so dragged out. So hopefully
Right.
all the
And
rumors.
then once Drew gave y'all something to talk about with the prophet, it was like, why is she bringing that up? It has nothing to do with her. Okay, well, Drewisha and the wig on her head had nothing to do with LaToya, but she still drove that into the ground. So it's like, what's the difference? I feel like it's so many double standards on the show, and it's annoying. But Kiki, girl. Tomorrow, we're gonna be talking about Marlo on Candy's Speak on It.
On it, yes.
It's gonna be good. And then Marlo, I'm watching TV right now. Marlo and Quad are on Watch What
Watch
Happens
what
Live.
happens live. Okay, yeah. I need to watch.
So it's gonna be good. It's gonna be good. Have you been up tuning into Married to Medicine?
I have been. I have been. I'm so glad. Well, I'm mad and glad at the same time. Um, I feel like I'm so sad Mariah's not on the show, but I'm glad Quad is still on there, even though she got demoted. I still need that little shade, that little tea, because the other girls are just not doing it for me. And outside of Carrie, I feel like is bringing the shade.
Carrie is slick, my fave. Like my fave was Toya, but I feel like Toya is doing way too much this season.
Yeah,
but I'm living for Carrie too. Like when Carrie gonna get her peach back?
It wasn't a peach, honey.
Oh, when she gonna get her stethoscope back?
She's not a doctor. She's a wife.
You know what I mean, though. When she gonna become a main cast member again?
When they gonna sing her name in the theme song?
When they gonna sing her name on the theme song? Now picture Dr. Jackie, Dr. Simone, Dr. Heatherly, Lisa Nicole. When Lisa Nicole was in it, that was the best. That was the best theme song. Shout out to Makai for the super chat. Thank you so much. He says, "Hey Aaron, off topic. Who do you think would win in a read off between Portia and Kenya from RHOA and Monique and Giselle from RHOA? What do you think here?"
Kenya and Portia, period. Like they would, because Giselle can't read to me.
So it's like Portia and Kenya are reading Giselle and Monique and vice versa.
Yes, that's how I'm interpreting it.
Yeah, definitely Portia and Kenya would definitely read the hell out of Monique and Giselle. Yeah. However, Monique is gonna come to you with the receipt.
Okay, she gonna have the book. She gonna have the binder.
Have that binder.
She's gonna have the binder. But Giselle cannot read to me, so yeah.
Giselle Oh, that's another thing we're gonna talk about tomorrow. Jamal, Pastor Jamal.
Yeah, and actually, in Married to Medicine, I don't know if it's gonna happen tonight because I haven't watched it. But Giselle and Jamal are both in the episode.
That's
so why
literally? Yeah, go ahead.
Why did he show up to the family photo shoot where he can film Married to Medicine?
Literally, we're gonna get into some things tomorrow because you are asking the questions that we all want the answers to. All right. So thank you so much, everybody, for tuning in to another live featuring my best friend, Kiki the Cupcake Girl. Thank you so much for joining us.
Of course. Thank y'all for asking me.
Yes, they love you, child. Okay, when we was asking, do y'all want to see Carrie? Everybody was saying yes, except for one miserable ass person.
LOL.
But thank you guys for joining us. You could have tuned into anybody's YouTube live. Okay, because we all be talking about the same damn things and so many words, but you tuned into mine, so I definitely appreciate it. If you want to go ahead and support Black businesses, head over to Celeste's Nest and get your body butters, honey. Okay, get your soaps, honey, because honey, they smell so freaking good. And like the video. You gotta do your hands like this. There you go. Like the video, subscribe to the YouTube channel, and we will see you guys a little bit later. Don't forget to create a great night. Bye, you guys.
Bye.